Partial to
going
Stan a
on.
little bit? Or not?
So I am, actually, I really am. And I like Dennis because Dennis was tremendous. But I think Stan added that element that Dennis didn't have for this modern era. Stan came out and I don't, how can I say this? Stan was very entertaining. And Stan was very charismatic. I keep prefacing this, but I have to because a lot of people will say Stan wasn't as good as Dennis. Maybe technically not, but there wasn't too much difference there in my opinion, technical wise. But Dennis had a different way of doing the mechanics in the ring. So I think Bobby and Stan will have to be first.
And Bobby and Stan had a little bit more exposure, I think.
And maybe that's it. That could have been it because it was pardon me, it was Dennis and Bobby in Louisiana, and then Dennis and Bobby in Charlotte up until the time Dennis decided to leave, and Stan kind of came in and filled the spot. So maybe they got more exposure.
Behind the scenes, these guys were pretty close, right? All
Yeah.
the two teams, and Jimmy too.
Yes, and you couldn't help that because they were taken from Memphis, brought to Louisiana. They had a history. It was Dennis and Bobby. And rock and roll, Ricky and Robert and Jim. So they had a history, and then when Charlotte, they had a history. And then when Stan was brought in, they never missed a beat, and they continued on. So it could be that because they had more exposure.
This was a different level of athleticism, I would say, in these matches.
Yeah, it was, and it was different than for that era. Again, we were talking a couple episodes back about the younger guys coming in. And maybe this is it too. Dennis was already a little older. He was the older member of the team. Didn't slow him down. It wasn't anything about him. He was very good. But